Greetings, soul beings. It's Shelly being the Empowered Oracle. I hope you guys are doing wonderful wherever you are in the world. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So guys, I'm here giving you all your message, I guess the end of the year message. You can count it as December message, but the end of the year message for the collective. And this is going to be for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements of Aries collective. Aries, I hope all is well. I do have a couple of important messages that I got. It was late last week, and I actually had to stop what I was doing to actually write it down because I was guided by divine source to write it down because these were very important messages as we are ending this year and going into 2026. So I did write it down, and I will get to those messages towards the end of your reading, Aries. So let's check in thus far to see what messages you have as we are ending 2025. And if you guys are still here, please don't forget, as always, to hit that thumbs up like button. I do appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and share and hit the notification bell. And if you need a personal reading from me, guys, as always, my information is in the description area below. Let's get a sacred destiny message for you guys. Holy Divine Spirit, please guide me to the sacred destiny oracle message for Aries collective. Please and thank you. Yeah, I know you guys like this already. Freedom. Freedom. So right off the bat, what I'm getting from you guys as I look at this beautiful card, what kind of bird is this? I'm not sure what kind of bird it is, but anyway, right off the bat, I'm getting from you guys that you guys are already looking forward or planning or will be planning your next new adventures as we go into 2026. I feel like you guys are already have it like mentally mapped out in terms of what it is that you guys want to do, try, or experience going into the new year. I do feel like, again, that these are new things that you haven't done yet. But I also want to get the specific oracle message or read the specific message for you guys regarding freedom. You can fast forward if you want, but I'm going to read. It says here for freedom, Aries, it says, express yourself without hesitation. Break free and let your spirit fly. Make choices that increase your freedom. Don't be tied down. Laugh, dance, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. Be daring. Cast aside restrictions. Find your wings as you do. You'll help others find theirs. You are not here to be ordinary or live a mundane life. You are here to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. Do not be trapped by convention or the need to please others. Choose life on your terms. Don't accept rules that don't feel right. You can be immensely free and yet still be a part of a loving, supportive community. So, for some of you guys, I know typically I would have to say Aries is maybe typically known to be just that, be very daring, not give a shit about what other people think or say. They definitely typically march to the beat of their own drum and are leaders in their own right and kind of just do what the hell they want a lot of times. But I feel like there could be, this message is coming out because there could be some of you all who maybe are not or haven't been operating a lot in that part of you, that fiery Aries daredevil part of you. Some of you might not have been operating on that side or in that side for whatever reason. I know it's different for everybody. It's a collective reading, but I get a feeling that maybe some of you guys may have maybe slowed down in some way. It could be the environment you're in. It could be the people around you. It could be family. It could be work. It could be, I feel like it could be some type of environmental factors that have made you guys maybe feel like you have to slow down a bit or not be as outspoken, kind of almost in a way feeling like you've had to maybe somewhat suppress or silence that true Aries fire about you. And, that fire energy. I feel like some of you guys may feel like you've been or had to be suppressed or had to tone down in some way. That's what I'm getting. But Divine Spirit, Divine Source is saying, find your Aries, find your fire, find your daredevil personality and that energy. And, of course, responsibly, but Divine Source is saying it's okay to still be yourself. It's okay to still be that fiery part of you, especially as we go into 2026. Some of you guys I'm hearing may need to change your environment. So again, I'm getting an energy of environmental factors. This could be home life, work life, people you hang around. I'm getting home and like work, external factors. But anyway, what other messages, Divine Source, do you have for Divine Spirit? Do you have for Aries Collective? Give me 3 oracle messages for for Aries Collective, please and thank you. Okay, I'm being told to accept that. What's the second? What's the third message for Aries Collective, Divine Spirit, please and thank you. All right. So the first card that fell out is abundance, money increase, stability, and wealth. We all like seeing that or hearing that. Okay, so you guys have abundance, prosperity coming in. And yes, although it does say money increase specifically, yes, it says money increase, stability, and wealth. This could also be abundance in other ways that are not so much tangible. Abundance goes a long way. This could be abundance in your health, abundance in your mental status, your emotional status, your spiritual status. This could be abundance in your friends and family. This could be abundance in the way you think, so abundance does look different for everybody, but know that you do have this on the way, Aries. And we also have go for it. Yes, you already know what you want. And I feel like some of you guys have been feeling like you've been held back, or like you have to play it quiet, or you have to, which is typically, again, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's not typically how you would be. That's not really your natural state of being, but there is something, I feel, outside of some of you guys that is making you feel like you have to play it quiet, or as again, like I said, like you have to tone down your personality or tone down something about you. Okay. But Divine Spirit is saying, go for it. You already know what you want. Be your authentic self. And it says this is happening a few weeks from now. I get specifically that abundance, that money increase, and that wealth, and stability closer towards the end of this month. And as we go into January 2026. So this is right around the corner for you guys. So I like that energy, guys. I do. So speaking of money, let's check in with this money oracle deck and see what money messages you have. I know so far when I've done about 5 readings so far, almost every one of them received money mantras, So let's see what you guys have, Aries. Holy Divine Spirit, what money financial messages do you have for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus at this time as we get towards the end of 2025? Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Let's go for 3 messages. What's the second message for Aries Collective Divine Spirit? Please and thank you. And what is the third message for Aries? All right. I knew I just had a feeling you guys were going to get a money mantra. I feel like every sign so far has gotten a money mantra. Okay. So we have count your blessings in silent. You are attracting the evil eye. So Aries, maybe that is another reason why you feel like you guys have to, maybe this is another reason why some of you guys feel a bit suppressed or feel like you're being stifled, or feeling like you have to be stifled, or feeling like you have to be quiet about something, or move quietly or tone down or something, because there could be people or a person around you who could be jealous, envious of you. Aries, if that's what you've been feeling, then that's a confirmation for some of you guys. There's someone around you that is sending you the evil eye, meaning that is someone that is around you that doesn't like you for whatever reason. It could be jealousy, envy, hate. It could be for a number of reasons, but the energy that they have towards you, Aries, is basically wishing ill intent towards you. And it could be as simple as just having negative thoughts towards you, not liking what you're wearing one day, not liking your hairstyle, not liking your suit, not liking the way you smile, not liking how you get along with everybody, not liking how people love to be around you. I mean, it could be different reasons why people hate on you and don't like you. And I feel like this is where the evil eye is coming from. So you could be feeling that energy. And maybe that's another reason why you feel like you've had to tone down or kind of just suppress some of your true nature. And then we have just say no to extreme financial decisions. Okay. So some of you guys may have been going a little bit overboard with your money spending or spending money lately, especially as we go towards the holidays. Keep that in mind, to just say no to extreme financial purchases and decisions. Okay, guys. And last but not least, this money mantra here, it says, I have a never ending flow of abundance. We have 2 cards that reference abundance. And the money mantra here is something, of course, that you can write down and speak out loud into the universe. Claim it. And if you want, you can burn it to release it. Or you could, I don't recommend this, but if you burn it, then yes, you can release it into, your toilet if you want and flush it. But I definitely wouldn't rip it up and flush it with unburned paper. Okay. You don't want to clog your pipes, but at the least, guys, make sure that you at least write it down and affirm it by speaking it out loud into the universe. I have a never-ending flow of abundance, because abundance is looking for you and wants you. Okay. So make sure you open yourself up to receive that. All right. So let me see. Move these cards over. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's check to see what are your current blockages. Keep in mind, guys, these messages, of course, won't be for every Aries. However, if you are still tuning in, if you clicked onto my channel, more than likely there is a message in here for you. Holy Divine Spirit, please give me 3 current blockages for Aries Collective at this time. What are Aries Collective's 3 blockages? Please and thank you. What are the current blockages for Aries Collective? Okay, I'm being told to take that. What's the second blockage for Aries Collective Divine Spirit? Please and thank you. And what is the third for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement? Okay. Sorry, guys, that came out in the bundle. I was not supposed to take that third bundle. What is the third message or blockage for Aries Collective Divine Spirit? All right, thank you. Man, when I tell you, Spirit come through. When I tell you, Spirit come through. All right, so the first message, speaking of feeling like you can't be yourself or like you're being stifled or feeling like, you have to tone it down or suppress yourself in some way, which is totally not in your nature for a lot of you guys. Not being you. Okay? It says, you are trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. Did I not say that? That is the energy that I was picking up on. And so, yes, for some of you guys, you are in a bit of an unusual situation that you're not used to. A lot of you guys, I feel, are used to being yourself. Even if it might be too much for certain people around you, you're still used to being yourself. And I feel in this particular situation, you're not really being yourself. Okay. So, but Divine Spirit is saying that is a blockage. That's the blockage. You'd be surprised how we as a collective, how we block ourselves from so many things. And you'd be surprised the things that you think are trivial are some of the things that block us from receiving our blessings, our abundance, our next opportunities, our money, you name it. There's so many things that you would never have any idea of that actually keeps us blocked and stagnant. You'd be surprised. And just solely not being your true authentic self is a huge blockage, okay? Then it says being cold. You seem unapproachable because you are aloof. Try being more friendly. So maybe some of you guys feel like you've had to be a bit standoffish, detached, cold and aloof, or distant, which is not how some of you guys are. That's not your true nature. You like to be friendly. You like to be outgoing and sociable and, and be that, maybe fun person or, I just feel like that is part of some of your personality that you could be suppressing for whatever reason. Again, I'm picking up on some environmental factors, things that are around you, outside of you, like your workplace, maybe your social settings, and even your family, certain people around your family or your home life. And then we have boundaries. You need to hold good boundaries so you don't feel violated. So, and with this could be making you guys, very passive when it comes to crossing your boundaries. So again, I do feel like this is the energy, guys, where this is really unlike some of you guys. And this is I don't know how long it's been going on for some of you all, but Divine Spirit is definitely calling it out to your attention. And that this is some of the blockages that need to be cleared out, or at least that you need to be working on clearing out as we approach the end of this year, so you can set a great foundation for 2026, which brings me to this segue of what I wanted to talk about the actual spiritual messages that I got in the middle of me doing something. And I had to stop what I was doing and write it down because I was guided to do it, because it was an important message about what Divine Spirit is giving us as a collective a heads up about. So 2026 is the beginning of a new cycle. It is year 1. You add up 2026, it equals to 10, and you reduce it to 1. Okay, we're already in 2025 is year 9. Okay, so next year, 2026, starts a whole new, brand new cycle. And this new cycle is going to be the soft era cycle. Okay, if you guys have been doing the work, you guys have been going within, you've been staying true to yourself for the most part, and really acknowledging your shadow and doing the shadow work and really putting true, genuine efforts towards your healing, then 2026 is the beginning of the soft era. And the soft era meaning, life will be a little easier or a lot easier. Now, it does not mean that we won't have any more challenges or obstacles here and there, but if and when you do, you will be better prepared to deal with them and in a better space mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, you name it. Okay. And also, this is also a year, the theme that I was getting for 2026 is not only a soft era, the beginning of the soft era cycle, but 2026 is the year of say what you mean and mean what you say, even if it means being vulnerable. Okay. So this is going to be a new cycle and a new year, and definitely a year of saying what the hell you mean and meaning what you say, even if it means being vulnerable. And one of the things I always want to emphasize is that vulnerability is not weakness at all. That is a lie that society has conditioned us to believe, that being vulnerable is weak, especially with the masculine energy, specifically men, the male gender. That is a big lie. Being vulnerable actually is a strength. It takes courage and it takes character. And having courage, character, and strength is not an easy thing to obtain. Okay. So vulnerability is actually a strength. It is not a weakness. All right. So also, Divine Spirit is saying that as we go into 2026, because we want to set the tone for the next few years in being in the soft era cycle, it is imperative to be working on, as we speak now, this month, December 2025, to be working on at least clearing some of these things from your life. It could be people, places, things, bad habits. You know what it is that you need to clear. And some of you guys don't, but this is what some of the reading is for. But whatever you know that needs to be cleared, you should be working on now. So that way you are coming into 2026 having that, having that process, working out and having everything, already in motion as we start 2026. So 2026 always as well, is going to ask you to be familiar with the red flags, or when you see red flags that are familiar from people and or situations, to move away from those people and situations ASAP. It is not recommended to wait around and stick around to see if that situation or person changes. When you see a red flag in a situation or person, that's it. That's it and that's all. Okay? And if you don't walk away from these red flags and these people and situations that you see from the very beginning, then that's a choice that you make. We all have free will. It's a choice to participate in your own potential misery and consequences that come from those choices of staying in a situation or entertaining a situation or a person that is giving you red flags from the beginning. Okay. So Divine Spirit is really wanting us as a collective to do a lot better at walking away from situations and people that clearly are giving us red flags. Okay. And then, you know, we will have people that come into our lives to test us, to test where we are in our healing journey, to test what we've learned so far, to test if we've learned, you know. And it's okay. It's kind of like a pop quiz. When you have certain situations and people that come into your life, really they are pop quizzes for us a lot of times. But if we don't pass, that's okay. It's just another opportunity to learn and grow. This is a school of life. So we definitely don't want to beat ourselves up, but know that if we don't get the lesson the first and the second time, we will continue to get that lesson over and over and over and over and over and over again. However many times we need to learn a lesson. So divine source and universe have all the time in the world to give us the same lessons if we're not learning from them. Okay. So that is the message there. And let me close out with giving you a declare and decree. So the declare and decree message, Aries, is also something that you want to write down and affirm and speak out loud into the universe, and also burn and release if you want to. So let's get a couple of declare and decree messages for you guys. Holy Divine Spirit, what declare and decree message do you have for Aries Collective at this time? Please and thank you. Okay. We got two. So the first, and this is funny because these are, the background is very fiery. It's definitely your energy. Okay. The first one, it says, I declare and decree. You want to say, I declare and decree. I declare and decree all wicked rituals of sacrifice done against my ancestors is now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. So you can pause this and take a picture of it if you want, screenshot. This is definitely one of the affirmations you want to speak out loud, burn and release. Okay. And lastly, you have, I declare and decree all blockages to my Akashic records and the activation of my DNA are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. Screenshot that. Speak out, write down, speak out loud, burn and release. And lastly, let's get a tarot message. Holy Divine Spirit, what tarot message do you have for Aries Collective as we leave out the reading? What tarot message do you have for Aries Collective at this time? Holy Divine Spirit, please guide me to the right tarot card for Aries Collective. Wow, we have Two of Cups that came out in the upright. So there's some type of partnership or some type of union. It could be romantic related. It's different for everybody. Or it could just be platonic friendship. But there's some type of new agreement or companionship with mutual feelings, a very loving dynamic and connection coming your way. Aries, if this hasn't already popped up, you should see this happening by the end of this month as we go into January. So you do have a Two of Cups energy coming your way, Aries. All right. So this could just be confirmation for some of you guys who could be looking for maybe romantic love or maybe new platonic friendships or even a new agreement at a job. You know, it's an amicable connection. It's a caring connection. And this could be family, okay, or close friends, but there's a new connection coming up for you guys, Aries. All right. So that being said, I hope that this message resonated, Aries, and it's a pleasure to do your reading. I know I don't do it all the time, and that is only because I don't have a lot of Aries viewers. So I try to get in every now and then. I try to get a reading for you guys. But in any case, it's a pleasure to read for you all, and I hope that the messages resonated. In any case, Be well and be at peace. Ashe.